basic concept of retirement is relatively new for us. Until the last few generations, our ancestors basically just worked until they died. But with our capitalist structure in this country, as well as the building out of a middle class and a few social safety nets, things have come a long way in the past 100 years or so. And retirement and longevity are two at the top of the list. And how we think about retirement is also evolving. It's quite common to feel stressed and uncertain about your retirement. But with modern retirement planning, the old rules really no longer apply. And although the COVID pandemic caused many crazy things to happen in the world, one of the good things was that people were thinking, hey, do I really need to keep working and just running up the proverbial score or nest egg? Or am I good to go and I can live a successful retirement now? Well, in this video, I'm going to share what I consider to be a better approach or framework to use to think about retirement. So first, I want to start with Bill Perkins' book, Die with Zero. Now, it's a relatively short book, and you could probably read it in about 4 or 5 hours. And yes, I've recently read it, but you really don't need to read the book to understand the importance of a few key concepts. Sorry, Bill. Now, I think he goes a little too far with the die with exactly zero shtick, but then, of course, it is the title of his book. But it's obviously okay to finish with more than zero, certainly if it helps you have peace of mind or sleep better at night. But it does illustrate a few important concepts, mainly his emphasis on maximizing life experiences, and that the ultimate goal is to maximize life fulfillment, not just wealth accumulation for its own sake. And next, having a balance between money and time is key, and that you should use your money to buy experiences when you are physically able to enjoy them, rather than deferring enjoyment too much to an older age when you might not get as much out of it, or you might not even be able to physically do what you want to do. Also, the balance between optimal health and wealth is obviously essential, and you should try to maintain good health so that you can use your wealth to enjoy experiences to ensure a fulfilling life. Bill's book promotes a philosophy centered on maximizing life experiences, maintaining a balance between money and time, and ensuring that you live a fulfilling life. He encourages readers to be intentional with their spending, prioritize experiences, and consider their health and happiness as integral parts of their financial planning. And I agree. The reality is, whether intentional or not, maybe you've gotten into the habit of putting off so much until a future date that you can't see the forest for the trees. But there's a better approach. Does this sound like you? Are you from a middle class or even a lower middle class family? Have you worked hard, saved diligently, always deferring enjoyment to some future date? Have you followed the traditional path, got good grades, then you got a job, then you bought a home, then you started a family, then you found yourself stressed and not fully enjoying life despite your financial successes? Well, our traditional model says, hey, you need to work until full retirement age, typically 65, 66, 67, and then enjoy life. Maybe because that's what your parents did, or your peers did, and maybe you're going to feel guilty if you don't work that long. Maybe you're in your 50s today, and you're thinking, I might work 10 more years. But maybe you've got a high-paying job, and you already have significant savings, but you're not fully enjoying your life today. Is your work too demanding? Does it consume 50 to 70 hours a week, leaving little time for anything else? Are you sacrificing time and health for wealth? This is a common issue with our traditional and historical retirement plan. Well, what if we could show you some financial projections and that your financials are actually in great shape due to the hard work, savings, and living within your means that you've already done? This has certainly happened with some of our clients. If you have high portfolio balances but little joy and fulfillment from the fruits of your labors, well, maybe it's time to rethink what you really want and consider making some changes. Die with Zero captures this by suggesting that the goal is not to maximize wealth, but to maximize lifetime fulfillment through experiences and memories. Bill speaks about memory dividends, and I love this concept. Memory dividends are basically the continued payouts that we receive from re-experiencing something from our past. What does he mean by that? As an example, let's say your group of friends decides to book that last-minute flight to go see your favorite band perform at some incredible venue. Well, the cost of the flight, the concert ticket, and the hotel stay are going to be steep, but you decide to do it anyway. Well, that experience is incredible and you have a blast, but it doesn't end when the experience ends. You and your friends reminisce about that evening for years to come. Every single time you get together, you talk about the amazing night, and you feel those same sensations as though you were there. And even if something crazy happens, and it doesn't necessarily go as planned, you'll still have that memory dividend and the crazy stories for years to come. Now those are memory dividends. And even sharing these memory dividends with others can be great, even though sometimes they might lament not being part of said memory. And maybe sometimes we repeat these memories more than we should. Does anyone else's old man love to tell the same stories over and over? Just me? I didn't think so. And yes, I may have repeated a story a time or two myself, but I'm sure that we've all lost loved ones. And we know that these types of stories shared from those loved ones, that's what it's all about, right? That's the good stuff. Anyway, we often see prospective clients deferring joy and experiences, hoping to enjoy them later in retirement. However, this approach often leads to dissatisfaction because it ignores the importance of balancing time, health, and wealth throughout your life. So what could you do differently? Well, if your situation allows, maybe consider demoting yourself at work. Try to take a role you enjoy more, or maybe one with less responsibility, even if it means a pay cut. If this could improve your quality of life by giving you more time and energy to enjoy life now. What if the next 10 years could be your best in terms of health and energy? Why not make the most of them? What if you could retire earlier? Historically, retirement planning has led to having more money than needed, but missing out on meaningful experiences. Instead, planning should focus on using money as a tool to live a fulfilling life. So bottom line, traditional planning is flawed because it prioritizes saving for a distant future over enjoying life now. Be intentional with your money. Use it to create meaningful experiences and memories, not just to accumulate wealth or run up the proverbial score. Take a high-level look at your life and balance work and savings and enjoyment throughout your life, not just in retirement. Start living intentionally, discover who you are beyond your work and your responsibilities, and integrate joy and purpose into your daily life. Think of money as a tool rather than the ultimate goal. If you're wondering how to start, well, begin by assessing whether or not you have enough to live more intentionally now, instead of just saving and investing for the future. And please reach out to us if you'd like a guide. That's what we do. Thanks, and I'll see you soon.
Once again, Tim Dorman here, founder of Eagle Ridge Wealth Advisors. And if you would like to see how we help our clients get the most out of their financial lives in retirement, please visit us at erwealth.com, and we hope to see you there.